All right, ladies and gents, welcome to a big one here. This best of 5 is going to be phenomenal. We're catching up to live time. Winner here will face the winner of Tato Fire to potentially qualify for Hidden Cup 5 main event. Vivi has been in Hidden Cups before. Hearttt in Hidden Cup 4 qualifier was incredibly close, but just missed out. And he has had a really solid year. Now, we are behind live time, so that is why we were catching up, but we're very close to where live time is, and here we are. Fire with the little Hearttt with the little 2 militia play. And he comes in to disrupt Vivi's walls. Now, since I didn't have the slow Dark Age to talk about it, I actually think that that is going to be part of Heartt's plan today. I think Hearttt, if the map is open, is going to be the preferred player. And so he tries to do what he can to stop Vivi from walling up. And obviously, Vivi still gets his walls down, but does make life more awkward from Vivi for what he would have wanted, right? Who do you guys consider the favorite here? Do you consider it to be Hearttt, or do you consider it to be Vivi? I think on paper, it has to be Hearttt, but I think that Vivi has a way of staying alive in games that can be problematic for a player like Hearttt. Stylistically, it's going to be really fun. Neither player taking the side resources here on slopes. A lot of people in chat saying Vivi and Hearttt right now. Someone says Heartt's been doing well on the ladder. Well, Heartt's always doing well on the ladder. That's the thing. It's like ranked games don't always translate into good tournament results. Who is going to show up here and who's going to deliver the best performance? This should be really, really close, right? But Vivi and Hearttt would both be such good players for the main event, both in their talent and just like the type of play that they bring would be really fun for unpredictability. And I think the preparation too, but Heartt's got some insane peak. Can he get the job done and prove all the people who've been rooting for him right here in this game? See what I mean about Vivi though? He's just like, okay, we're chilling. I mean, he didn't even make, it's so unorthodox. He hasn't made an archer range or a stable. I think that unorthodox play is why Vivi can be dangerous, but that also is why Vivi can also lose this series. And Hearttt killed his scout. Looks like Vivi's actually going to kill Heartt's scout, so all is fair. But Vivi picking Bohemians here? I think this is the first time we've seen Bohemians. Very interesting choice here for Vivi's draft. But Vivi's going to head to gold. Gold is somewhat protected. Hearttt just piling on pressure. We will see a sneak stable behind here from Vivi. Going to gold. Making a stable. These things normally don't match. But he's doing it. Hearttt going to leave his base now, thinking he has full map control, so why not? And he'll make a mill on the side here on slopes, which is a great decision from him. I really like it. It's a feature of the map that you should use when you have map control. And so there he goes. Now, Hearttt right now has 1 spear. That is it. And then he's got an archer or 2, but he doesn't have much. So if like 4 scouts came out, snipe the spear, could in theory kill the rest. I like the archer edition here from Hearttt, because that means there's more threat to killing villagers, and then of course more threat to kill things like scouts. If he does have stone in here, maybe see him going for wagons. Vivi always has this weird obsession and fascination with the Bohemians and the Burgundians, and he will pick them when no one else does. And oh man, look at this from Vivi. Okay, so his spear sees the woodline from Hearttt. His scouting has been pretty poor, right? But he doesn't want to show Hearttt the scouts. So Hearttt has no clue that he's going scouts, and he's going to go forward with these 2 scouts. This is super smart. Because if Hearttt knew, Hearttt would change his thinking on a lot of different things. But now Heartt's just casually building a blacksmith, and now there's going to be random scouts in his base, and Hearttt, who hasn't killed a villager, is going to be sitting here thinking, where did this come from? Who is this player? This is not the typical player I've run into today. That would be so annoying. I actually think Vivi attacked there with the spearman at the same time to distract Hearttt slightly, so Hearttt couldn't quick wall. And now the 2 scouts are going to go in, and Heartt's going to have to fight this off. Meanwhile, Heartt's army is actually weaving into the TC over here, and he's still trying to keep his opponent off gold. Vivi brings in another scout. Nice shot from Hearttt, bringing a spear. Vivi wants the villager kill, and... no! Ah! Get her! Quick waller! She could still die, but she survives. Who knows if she'll last too long over there, but nice save there from Heartt. Vivi will definitely be going back there. I think, lady, you should just stand there for a while. Take a break. Take a load off. You've been working really hard anyways, okay? You deserve it. What a weird game, man. What a weird game. This is so different than your normal game. Okay. But honestly, ooh, Army actually got through here. Honestly, I just don't see a world where I could ever prefer Vivi's position. This is just not... I could see why you could surprise some people. And man, are they... Oh, man, they're distracted. Oh, Heartt. Oh, Heartt. Heartt. Did he lose the Vil? He's saving the Vil and he's losing his whole army. Oh, geez. This TC has 6 kills. So maybe I take it back, but... Vivi still isn't on the way to Castle Age. Heartt is on the way to Castle Age. And Heartt still with really nice control. Another villager! Saved! Wow, that's the second villager that's one breath away from going down that Heartt ends up saving here. Well, this has been a game. Can you guys see why I wanted to cast this series? I didn't know it'd be this messy. But what a crazy start. We do have Vivi on stone, so he might be thinking about the wagons, and that's not something Heartt will like to see. But at least he is able to sit here and deny and delay this stone, right? And Vivi's still a long ways from Castle Age. Curious to see how Heartt plays this now, because he's played very open and very aggressive. He doesn't have that many archers. It feels to me like as he kills that scout, he might not get the crossbow upgrade. Going camels against the Hindustanis is always kind of awkward, because, sorry, against the Bohemians is kind of awkward, because they shouldn't make knights. So, yeah, we'll see. But, I mean, Vivi already made scouts, so a camel or two probably wouldn't hurt. Heartt dropping a town center here. And he has cheap villagers with this Civ. And he does go for Bodkin Arrow. He does go for crossbow for 4 units. Well, actually, I guess it would be upgrading 6 because it would affect the skirmishers too. But the crossbow upgrade only affects 4 archers. And Vivi's just going to get the tower down. That is quite an investment there from Heartt, considering he doesn't have that many of those units. And that's kind of the worry right now for Heartt, is that he's in Castle Age faster, but he doesn't really have enough to kill Vivi with. And if Vivi's alive, if Vivi's in the game, if the Bohemians are in the game, you can always find a way. But 1-to-1 on that Eco KD. My predictions for these players, when I saw the bracket, were as follows, guys. I predicted it would be Heartt Vivi in this matchup. Nice pick, nice find here from Vivi, but he can't get the kill. I predicted that Heartt would win this series. But then the winner here will face the winner of Tato and Fire, which I think many people are expecting that is going to be Tato. And if they lose, whoever wins this, of course, loses in the best of 7, you do fall into the second chance qualifier. And that's just another best of 7 against other players who lost. So my thinking was Tato losing to Heartt in that best of 7. But right now, with how Vivi's playing this and how he just stays alive, it must be so frustrating for a player like Heartt, who wants to be aggressive all the time. The Castle Age Scout Rush from Bohemians here. Vivi, no stranger to awkward plays. He even got forging for these scouts, and he's going to find another villager kill because of scouts. And still, Heartt hasn't been able to break him. And here comes Vivi. Old dependable Vivi. And the Fat Dragon, as we used to call him. He's going to drop a castle there on the front of his base, and he will be able to make Hussite wagons, which is fantastic against crossbows, and could be really awkward for Heartt to deal with. Dang. Did I say Tato losing to Heartt? Sorry, guys. I'm looking at chat, and you guys are seeing confused with what I said. I might have said it wrong. I had Tato beating Heartt in my prediction. I forget what I said. I think like a 4-2 Tato win over Heartt would seem really reasonable in a best of 7. Dude, he takes so many risks, man. He takes so many freaking risks. Now he's going into the darkness, and he's just going to drop a TC there. Like, you could see why some of the really big talents can punish him. But he always finds a way to stay in it. And Heartt's going to see this castle, and Heartt's going to be like, oh, no. Oh, no. Love the outposting from Hearttt for vision everywhere. Love the TC from Hearttt on the left. But Hussite wagons are not something you want to see when you just have a few crossbows out. Vivi also has gone for light cav. Presumably to kill any monks that might be out there. And redemption is on the way for Hearttt. I mean, Vivi understands that Hearttt might just try and make monks to convert these things. The light cav is really interesting. That's been the biggest thing for me so far, is how Vivi continues to use cav. But it's the right type of cav. It's not like he's committing towards knights. The light cav can kill monks, still kill vills. It only costs food. And yet again, you know, Hearttt being punished for not walling. Another villager goes down. Vill count pretty close. Hearttt is ahead. Res collected. Hearttt is ahead as well. And there goes Vivi right through that town center. And he's going to lose one of his light cav there. Doesn't lose the second. And now redemption in nice and early there for Hearttt. Vivi might need to delete this wagon or bring more light cav over here. And he loses the wagon. Well played there from Hearttt. Really nice job. Redemption paying for itself pretty quickly. I don't know if technically it paid for itself, but it's still really strong. And now the wagon can be converted here as well. And Vivi loses another. And Hearttt has as many Hussite wagons as Vivi does. Sick. And I love it from Hearttt how he continues to advance forward regardless of all the resistance Vivi shows. And Vivi losing the wagons could be a problem. Light cav swoop in to kill the monks. Doesn't have quite enough, though. And Hussite wagons against Hussite wagons is kind of like the unkillable unit versus the unstoppable object. Wait, unkillable. Yeah, something like that. Because they're so tanky. So these things are not going to be killed by Hussite wagons anytime soon. And with the crossbows and with the wagons, feels like Hearttt has enough to stop any light cav from going through. And Hearttt can extend his eco lead. Vivi has to delete that town center. Hearttt already with 3 relics collected. He's really doing a good job there. I just wonder now what he thinks about castle-wise. I would like to see a castle towards the middle from Hearttt. I think a castle here is nice because that's what Vivi wants. Vivi would love to castle push you through the middle. I don't think castling over here brings you a ton of value, even if you know this town center's there. It's too far to walk. But, res collected has grown for Hearttt. And even though Vivi's made it awkward, you haven't seen too much crazy stuff from him yet compared to what he can get to, guys. He's making more light cav. He's making more wagons. Oh, yeah. It's about to go down. It is about to go down. We've got monks coming to the middle for Hearttt to convert the wagons. We've got Vivi getting a devotion so the wagons resist conversion. He's got light cav in the mix as well, and he's getting armor because he wants to kill those monks. This is going to be for a castle position in the middle. No doubt in my mind. Oh, man, the monk gets picked off. Light cav go in. There's camels and there's crossbows there. Conversion happens. 2 conversions happen from Hearttt. Beautiful play from him. He's holding this off for now. He could still hold it off a bit longer, but again, if he could get a castle in the middle now, that'd be perfect. He might not choose to do that, though. He is going to choose to do it. I love it. But can we get more vills, bro? Like, are you... I'm worried for you, bro. All of Peru is worried for you. Every llama is terrified because you're building that castle with 1 villager. Let's have more monks behind this. Here come the villagers. Light cav for Vivi are out there. Vivi backs away. Vivi knows he probably needs to deny this castle. There go the light cav. They're weak, though. And yet again, shout out to this militia, by the way. Look at that militia go. Yet again, it feels like Hearttt has just enough. And Hearttt, the favorite in this series, despite never being in a hidden cup before, he is going to be up to the Imperial Age, holding a 30 villager lead. Beautiful play. TC on the left side. 2 TCs through the middle. TC on the right side. It feels like he's maybe held Vivi for now. Vivi, with his unorthodox picks, man. Get used to it. He's going to give us an entertaining series, but he's a solid player who I think sometimes makes it maybe a little too crazy. Now, it'd be amazing in the main event for the guessing side. And even, like, if you don't know you're up against Vivi in Hidden Cup because your opponent's hidden, it could kind of be a bad thing to find out in the first game if you get castle dropped or something, right? So, always kind of a fun player to have in the main event. But getting to the main event when people know what to expect and can prepare for you is something entirely different. Vivi will drop the castle on that hill right next to Heartt's TC. Vivi, again, continues to try and kill monks with the light cav. He does kill some of them, but it's the same story where Heartt gets some conversions. Heartt's still keeping these other wagons alive that he converted earlier. But Heartt is not going to be able to deny that castle. Castle will go up. So Vivi has to hope that Castle Age wagons are good against everything Heartt is going to make. And Castle Age wagons are really good against most things. Monks are still a big problem. But technically, Light Cav can swoop in to deal with that, as we see here. Camels are not a problem. We'll see what Heartt does. Heartt should make trebs to push this castle. That's why the middle castle is so important. But Vivi? Oh, God, no! Heartt! Vivi's trying to deny this. The wagons are on the way, but he misclicked the castle foundation. That misclick on the castle foundation means the castle goes up. And there's also a ton of vills around, too. Oh, God, what a weird game, man. Villagers are going to run. Wagons have to leave. Wagons going to in the back of Heartt's eco. Heartt doesn't have anything to stop these wagons besides monks. He doesn't have that many monks. Why do I feel like there's a chance right now for Vivi? Is there actually a chance? I think there is. And the longer this goes without being checked, the more problematic this becomes. And I have pretty vivid memories of wagon sniping trebs. So this trebs need to be protected here, or Vivi could just dive in. Look at this unit, man. This unit... Can you believe this used to be stronger? This is a nerfed wagon. They made this weaker. This thing is just so strong. But okay, important moment now. Because the trebs need to be protected. There go the wagons out to the trebs. Heartt is distracted. Heartt is dropping a castle here. Oh, God. Oh, God. I mean, I know you're the Hindustanis and your villagers are cheap, but they still have souls. They still have lives. They have families. Heartt. Now, that's a good castle. That is a good castle from Heartt. It's totally worth it. It's not pretty, but he's tossing enough into the fights where the wagons are distracted. There is another treb on this side. Now, these trebs I'm actually concerned for. I actually think these trebs might go down. But still, this treb is firing on the castle. Heartt still has 3 relics. You know, Heartt is... He just needs to hold a little bit longer, and he's completely fine. He's also brought monks here to get conversions. He got block printing on his monks, so they have 12 range. Vivi's in no man's land with these villagers. And still can't truthfully engage against that trebuchet. But yeah, I think Vivi could actually take these trebs out. I don't think Vivi... This is going to feel weird because he's made so many of them. I don't think Vivi realizes how good the wagons actually are. Castle Fire does nothing to them, so he could have easily rolled under here and killed these trebs, but... Maybe he felt like it wasn't worth it, and now Vivi's falling apart. This chaotic play from Vivi, it can work against so many. But against Heartt, who's so good, so technical, so clean, it's not working right now. He does take out that treb. But Heartt's still converting these wagons. The monks have really been the best play from him this game. And just monks, maybe some light cav, maybe the trebs from Heartt. You are an age up. You have position of stone and gold in the middle. The wagons are getting pushed away, and I think this is soon going to be over. But Vivi clicks up to him and calls the GG. Well, that's interesting. Because usually it's like imp into GG. That's the joke people make. It is very rare that you see click imp into GG. But that's what we had from Vivi, and Heartt takes the first game. So... Listen, I've been critical of Vivi many times because he's obsessed with Bohemians, he's obsessed with Burgundians, and he will sometimes play them where I don't feel they are necessarily strong. But the thing is, he wins with them, and when he wins with them, everyone says, oh. So it is definitely very much a style thing, and the style just didn't work out here against Heartt. Heartt played strong in Feudal Age despite the Vill losses. He played into the town centers very quickly and had lots of economy this game. And then he always had just enough to stop it. More of every resource collected. The thing about the wagon all in is sometimes it just kills everything. So even if you collect more resources, you can still lose the game. Didn't happen here from Hearttt. Beautiful job. 15 conversions from him. Felt like it was more than enough on top of everything else he was doing. Here we are, game number 2, guys. We've got Gold Rush. This is Vivi's home map. And if Vivi is to have a chance in this series, he's got to tie this one up. This is the type of map for him. It's a bit more close. And he's picked the Georgians. Vivi has always been obsessed with unique units, and in particular, Cav unique units. If he gets to a Cav unique unit like Latis, he's going to just finish the game. And he's going to have the Manaspa here available to him as the Georgians. So Heartt's going to maybe have to be creative to slow him down. Hearttt playing as the Malay. This is the best Civ so far stat-wise in Hidden Cup, which is crazy. I wouldn't have expected that in the qualifier. Someone would have to pull it up, but last I checked, they had a win rate of like 92%. And also, it wasn't just 92% win. Played a lot. And also winning on Gold Rush, winning on Quarry, winning on so many different maps. So it's now apparently 87%. And they begin... I noticed yesterday they were banned a decent amount too. I think some people don't want to play against them right now. So, Georgians, they have the Mule Cart, which can help their eco. They do start with that. Makes their start a little bit awkward too, because you also start with less food as the Georgians. But you don't really have the timing, so you could talk about with the Malay. You don't have the free upgrades that the Malay get. And those are two big things for the Malay. But the two big things for the Georgians are the Manaspa, like I said, but also the fact that they take less damage when they're on top of a hill with their castles and whatnot, which really helps in Treb Wars. And also they spend less on repairs. So I think that, and also the Manaspa, is why this civilization is really solid for Gold Rush, because you obviously have the hills with the gold, right? Okay, apparently update in the other series. It is 2-0 for Tato against Fire. Yeah, again, guys, I did feel bad to have to start that series and then not finish it. But we have a pause here, making sure there's no bugs or anything. Everything looks good. But yeah, I just kind of felt like Tato would 3-0 that series, and this series would be the more competitive one. So I'm happy to get updates as we go. Why spoiler? Because the games have been going on the games are going on at the same time. I'm going to talk about other results today, guys. It's just going to happen. Sorry. So after this round, which basically this round ends tomorrow, we have this series today. We then have Sito and Classic Pro. We have the Tato Fire series. And then, am I missing one? I thought there was one more today, but maybe not. I guess we already covered the Winchester Dark series. But tomorrow is the final series, which is Mihai and Margugu. And then everyone who advances goes into the best of sevens. And the best of sevens are all structured, so there's no overlap. So we won't have this situation where, another series is being updated as I'm casting another. So they'll all be back to back to back. So Saturday, basically it's Monday now, right? So next Saturday, it'll be 3 best of sevens. Then Sunday, 3 best of sevens. Wait, no, I take it back. Sorry. Friday, 3 best of sevens. Saturday, 3 best of sevens. And then on Sunday, 3 more best of sevens. And then we have the players who qualified. So yeah. Wall's coming up here for Hearttt. And Hearttt is likely going fast castle here, which we've seen very frequently. Now, some players have gone fast feudal with Malay, which is great because you advance to the next stage faster, kind of get your eco upgrades. But I saw a game, and it was, who played the Malay and went fast castle and was in Castle Age at a crazy time on this map? Let's see. I know Miguel went Malay, but he didn't go fast castle. What else was there? There was Sebastian. Thank you, Winchester. And I know Hearttt might not steal ideas from people necessarily, but Hearttt was in my chat. And Sebastian made it look so good. I was thinking fast feudal age was the way to play. But after seeing Sebastian's fast castle, I would suggest fast castle every time if you can. And Vivi's going to try scouts, which isn't going to break through the walls. And I just don't know if the investment's that great. Also, congratulations, Vinchester. Chat, can we please salute Vinchester? Vinch, you played amazing, bro. You're playing really good. I'm excited for you. Best of luck in the next round, and I hope you make it into Hidden Cup, man. It wouldn't be Hidden Cup without you, so you're in great shape. Very well played. I forget who Vinch would be up against next. I think Vinch is up against whoever wins the Mihai and Margugu series. Ooh, that'll be good. That'll be really solid. So, guys, I just... You know, I have to look at Vivi's position right now and wonder if this is the right way to play it. And I think he sees the walls, and he's like, oh, crap, my opponent's going fast castle. But, guys, I've made it very clear. Now, Vivi doesn't watch my cast. I don't think he knows English. But, like, this map always has the wolves on the ridge. So why people run, like, across this ridge, I'll never know. You would have to run through the middle. And Vivi, he sees the wolves, and he's just going to run through more wolves. And, well, I mean, he's running where the wolves are always positioned. Vivi just trudging right through. Vivi doesn't give a crap, dude. And so he's going to keep going. Are you kidding me? Why are you... Okay, all right, scouts are here to help. All right, yep, just keep going. Are you kidding me, bro? Vivi, you're crazy. This is not good. But he wanted to get here, and he's here. And he's going to tower. And he's going to try and break into Heartt's base. Vivi does not give a crap. And honestly, he didn't lose the Vil. And it was very quick recognition from him that he needs to be aggressive. If you hesitate, it won't work out for you. So he's being aggressive here. And Heartt cannot see the tower, actually. So Heartt will know his opponent's going scouts. But this is such a smart tower. So many people do not place this tower. They will place the tower here. And then Heartt will note a wall. But Heartt is going to repair because he's like, oh, dude, you're just attacking a wall. I can repair it with my villager. And then, surprise, surprise, Heartt, who doesn't have loom, is going to lose this Vil. And this is going to work. And Heartt is not going to be happy. Actually, that was a sick reaction from Heartt. Wow. Doesn't lose the Vil. Hello? Wait, they paused it, not me. What? Did they pause? Now I'm paranoid. Did I press something?
Yes.
No, they paused because Heartt is having a mouse issue and we're back in the game. What happened? Why did that happen? I don't understand. Anyways, here we go. We continue on. Stable and the blacksmith from Heartt. Heartt wants to click up to Castle Age, but the pressure's on. My God. By the way, if you think that's bad, you should see that all of my desktops on all of my monitors. It's rough. The left one is actually sorted, but you guys didn't see that, so. And if that gave you anxiety, that's the same anxiety I feel with it, and I'm not going back until I redo the PC. So. Until I get the new PC, I'm not touching it, right? The tower goes up here from Heartt. And scouts attacking this scout here for Heartt from Vivi. Now, Georgian scouts will slowly regen, so if you save the weak ones, you should be fine. What is this? Ring around the rosy, pocket full of okay. I mean, Heartt hasn't clicked up yet. He's going to click up in a second. And when he gets there, he will be able to make some elephants out of the stable, maybe, to push this back. Overall, really like Heartt's reaction to this. I think he's played it very well. It could have been much worse from him. Vivi hasn't accomplished as much as he would have wanted. He didn't kill many villagers. He didn't kill any villagers. And he's obviously going to have these 4 villagers forward, which would be super exposed. So, dang. I don't think Heartt will go full elephants, but I really hope he makes one of them. Because they're so cheap with melee, and one elephant here could help push all of this back. When's the new PC arrive? Well, it's not... We're going to rework. We're going to upgrade this current PC. So it's not like... I'm not fully replacing it. We're just adding in more parts. Anyone else feel like Heartt just seems to always always look like he's in the better position so far this series? Vivi's strategies have been very weird. And that's just Vivi, I guess. Oh, God, he gets walled in! What have you done? Oh, Hearttt traps him. He says, welcome in, bro. I will feast on you now. And this cheap Malay elephant, because he meant to pick Magyard, is likely going to kill these Vils. Nice play there from Hearttt. Vivi, I think, was going in a little too deep there. But, I mean, Hearttt encapsulates so quickly here. And Vivi going to try and make more scouts. Vivi's going to try and come in with this villager or try and escape with this villager. I'm not exactly sure. The elephant is there. This game is messy. This is a classic Vivi series. And Hearttt has done everything right so far to punish Vivi for coming forward to his base like this. The Malay also has to be said, played really well this whole qualifier. And Hearttt has been bailed out by this uptime. And Hearttt does not want to attack this villager for some reason. But he did kill one. And he did kill two there. And the elephants could still come out. And he could just still take out both these towers. Like, all these Vils will die. And good luck running home because there's going to be wolves as well. Another villager dead. So, Vivi's thought process, like, he just basically guessed incorrectly. He thought that Hearttt would go Feudal Age, and then he probably felt like the fast castle would be so strong from Hearttt. Ooh, nice snipe. That he had to do something crazy. It's been crazy, all right. But the elephants just chunking away at those towers. The towers will go down in time. And Vivi, not even close to clicking up to the next stage right now. Can Manaspa bring it back? It's going to be tough. Vivi's still lurking around with this scout. Sees the weak Vil. No way, dude. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Vivi, he's done that twice now on the weak farmers. It'd be pretty annoying if I were Hearttt. And wait a second. Vivi also killed one of the elephants. And he also can kill the next one because Hearttt is so distracted. God, he's so annoying, but it's so fun to watch. Okay, so this is how I feel when I watch Vivi play. You ready? This should never work. This should never work. Oh my God, it's working. This should never work. Oh my God, it's working. This should never work. Oh my God, it's working. And then if he wins, I'm like, thank God it worked. Because it's always something crazy. But like, still, has to be said, he's not even close to the castle age right now. And it still feels fairly realistic that Heartt's going to be able to take down these towers. And Hearttt has stuck to the basics and kept his eco in a really nice position. And with this economy, you imagine he's going to have a pretty nice lead headed towards the rest of the game. Vivi buying some resources here. We've got a spearman battle underneath towers. I mean, realistically, another elephant would be completely fine here. But I suppose you could just out-spear because the Malay get the free armor upgrades. Hearttt will not want this to be a factor at all in this game. He needs to deal with this soon. So yeah, he's actually going to bring villagers here. But the towers have killed a decent amount of units here. Yeah, villagers should be able to handle the rest. All right, guys, who wins this game? Hearttt, who will have a 10 villager lead at least. Or Vivi, who's going to have his favorite type of unit, which is going to be the Manaspa. I haven't yet to see Vivi play too frequently with the Manaspa, but I know that Vivi's amazing with Cav unique units, and the Manaspa produces insanely fast and can kill, like, everything. Okay, some people saying Vivi in chat. A lot more people saying Hearttt, though. And I think that tracks. That makes sense. Also, this elephant, 9 HP. He wants to be healed up. And Vivi pays attention to this. Look at that. Scout v Elephant, who wins? Scout wins every time. Let's go. Really smart thinking. Heartt's eco upgrades aren't that good. He does have 2 town centers. If he's made it messy for Hearttt, it hasn't been as clean as he would have wanted. But just like the first game, Hearttt is consistent. And that consistency keeps him in it. And it gets him a lead. I'm starting to mine stone right now, so he might be thinking about a TC or a castle towards the middle. There's the TC towards the middle. Makes perfect sense. Vivi's still roaming around with these scouts. Scout kind of gets blocked off there. Vivi still adding scouts and still adding spears to hold map control. The scouts are going to be there for any monks. But Hearttt has made a lot of spearmen, which he might need even more of if there's going to be Manaspa out at some point. Vivi reaches Castle Age at the 24-minute mark. He's only 700 resources collected behind, but Hearttt has a 20 villager lead. Vivi cannot go for a forward Vivi's going to go for a forward castle. Ooh. I think a forward castle is quite risky when your opponent has this many spears. But the siege workshop, that answers that. Yeah. He's going to place a castle in the middle. Ooh. Now, that will not deny Heartt's gold. Hearttt gets a conversion there. But it is really close to this position, and it gives Vivi a position to push from. Like have upgrade from Vivi. He did the same thing in the first game. And it was a similar situation in the first game. Behind in Vills, going for a unique unit. This unique unit's very different from the wagon, though. The wagon has gone through a nerf or two. This Manaspa, still a new DLC civilization. And it's very strong, and Heartt's going to see that. Heartt's going to be like, oh, boy. Oh, boy. He doesn't know about the siege yet, either. I think he's expecting the Manaspa, but he's thinking maybe pikemen, maybe monks. I don't know if he knows about the siege. Vivi would be so annoying to play against, man. But it comes at a cost. Like, everything that he does here, it has its downsides, and that his downside is always the economy. Redemption immediately clicked from Hearttt. Pikeman immediately clicked from Hearttt, and yet again, super strong play from him. And if Hearttt can just build a castle next to this to protect this gold, oof, loses a monk there. I think Heartt's economy, and then maybe a rush to the Imperial Age to win the Treb War could do it. Heartt's been on stone for a while, so he's been thinking about that, which is really good foresight. And now Redemption's in. Now Vivi won't know Redemption is in. Now he will. Now he will. He kills a monk, though, because Hearttt doesn't have Sanctity, and the Mangonel does get converted. That's probably kind of worth it for Hearttt. Because Hearttt he needs the siege out of the picture so he can make a castle here. Okay. Another monastery behind this for Hearttt. Lots of pikemen. The Manaspa, they're countered by pikes and monks. They still do lots of attack once you mass them, though. But I mentioned the win rate to the Georgians right before this game. It's like people are just trying to go into the Manaspa, but they're neglecting other aspects of their play. They're almost forgetting about other Georgian bonuses that are out there, like the fortified churches and the work rate, maybe. And again, Redemption's in. Redemption. Oh, big play. Nice job there from Hearttt. We'll forget about the Mangonel now and lose it. Oh, no, it won't. Oh, and the Heartt's in the perfect spot now. Heartt's in the perfect spot. He needs the castle right next to his gold, just so he can't be pushed off with his gold. And then he needs to just defend from the Manaspa and try and go in. I say just as if it's like the easiest thing in the world. Just win, you know? Come on, just play better. Come on, bro. But seriously, he's got enough stone for a castle. Castle could just go up right now. And he can maintain his composure. And then head to the Imperial Age. But maybe Hearttt, since he's not on the way to Imp yet, he thinks that Vivi will somehow be an Imp faster, so he doesn't want to give his opponent the Treb target. I don't know. This could be a problem. Vivi already has more Manaspa here. That's one castle production. But yeah, the Manaspa won't dive in. Hearttt will drop his castle. Let's see if Hearttt has the experience here to know you have to idle your TCs and go up to Imp. Just stop producing Vills here. This one's not producing. This one's not producing. Okay, he is actually producing a few more, but his resources are climbing. Hearttt up 1-0. Vivi sent some wacky stuff at him, but it's like, Vivi, is it too wacky? Certainly not for viewers. I think people really enjoy these types of games, but it's not close right now with the eco. And maybe even another castle could come up for Hearttt over on this side. And then it's double castle, protects his gold, takes him to Imp for Trebs. Vivi, like, okay, guys, if the Manaspa is actually stupid broken, we find out now. Well, no, that's not true. We find out 3 weeks ago. But we have another example of it now. Okay? Because it is pikemen with full armor, it is monks, and a 40 villager lead. There's 22 of them. Vivi knows he's behind, and Vivi's gonna drop a castle. A YOLO castle from Vivi here. And again, Hearttt has the tools to be able to stop this. Can he do it? The Lightcav swoop in to kill the monks that are converting the siege. Does still convert the siege, though, Hearttt. The Manaspa are taking engagements. They've killed the pikes like it's nothing on this side. But now Hearttt has siege, so that needs to be killed. The pikemen are all dying. The monks are all gone. This is without full armor. And the Manaspa are just wrecking everything here. And this is what we mean. This is why Vivi does it. And he's going to have a second castle that can do this. And this is just stupid, dude. They have bans. No one wants to ban the Georgians. You know Vivi was going to pick it. This is crazy. This is a Castle Age unit. And it is dominating fully armored pikemen. It's running underneath castles. It's not even that tanky. It's just 95 HP. Which is why Hearttt should still have a chance here. But that is why Vivi did this. Now, the problem for Hearttt is he's losing vills, right? Everywhere. Vivi has split up into a million different spots. And if Hearttt sends his trebs out, that too will die to Manaspa. So Hearttt can't actually treb the castles down until the Manaspa are killed. But this went from 0 to 100 real quick. Vivi's at 60 vills. Hearttt is at 71. It is a 2-to-1 KD. But obviously still, you know, Vivi's in Castle Age. But I mean, does Imp even matter when you can make a unit that is that strong? There's still pikes for Hearttt. He got Imp armor just by arriving to Imp with the melee. Heartt's still in the better position. Vivi will find an opening here. We'll go in to get more kills. Here's the monk and backs away. Obviously, though, Vivi is moments away from diving for this trap. I think... okay, I like what Heartt's doing. I wouldn't actually mind even just, like, smaller walls. Just to make sure you wall this in. Yeah, Hearttt needs to wall this off. Hearttt, you need a wall there, too. That is so well played. That is so well played. Hearttt walls it off. That's what you need. Yeah, and actually, you can just stay on one trep, and that castle will eventually go down then. You actually simplify it in your mind when that trep is completely walled in. Because the Manaspa then can't get to it. And then Vivi might just go for the rest of the eco. Which would be pretty ridiculous. Nice job from Hearttt. Here go the Manaspa. No halb upgrade for Hearttt. He can't afford it. There's a lot of pikes, though. And again, Hearttt with block printing monks now. 12 range. Sees the Manaspa. Is happy to convert them. And he's just waiting. This is so well played from Hearttt. Like, basically, he got enough of a lead where he could still be okay here. Vivi has so many Manaspa, though. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Vivi tries to go for the treb. No. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think Hearttt can keep the treb alive. He's going to repair it. This is crazy. Let's have another one. Now, if the halb upgrade's in, obviously the Manaspa are just done. I think, like, I don't know how much the Imp armor actually matters. I'm sure it helps. It's really just the bonus damage. The difference between Pike and Halb. He just doesn't have the resources for Halb. No other unit would go in against Pikemen without hesitation. Vivi's going to do it. Because he might have to. He loses his castle. He takes the hill at least. Hearttt got a bunch of conversions. He's got a couple Manaspa in there for himself. And can Hearttt win this fight and take the 2-0 lead over here over Vivi? The Manaspa say no. The Manaspa say no. This is against fully armored pikemen. Hello? This isn't real. You guys are saying GG, but that's because you think this is a normal game. No, this is not a normal unit. This is why everyone freaks out about it. Heartt's got to be like, what? The unit's insane. And Heartt's got to move out and take this castle. Still, we have production here from Vivi. So, and he's got 3 TCs, so he actually will have the Vil lead. And Vivi is in this game. 2-to-1 KD. Getting armor now. He didn't even have full armor in Castle Age. So he's about to have that. And guys, you know, if Hearttt loses this, what a momentum swing, right? Towards Vivi. Vivi will have won the game, obviously. But then Heartt, based on the game sense that he has, he might have felt like I should have taken this. Or maybe he thinks, oh, man, what a stupid unit. Like, it's easy to get frustrated in some ways, is my point. And if that were to happen, it could really swing the series. Look at that pick off there from Vivi with that light cab there on the monk. He's going to do it again. Oh, God, he kills another monk. And now the Manaspa are going to go in. And now the Manaspa are going to win the fight again. We just know it, right? The Manaspa will win the fight. And Heartt's trebs are exposed. Heartt's repairing his trebs. There's still quite a few pikes, actually. It's not so clear-cut anymore. I think the hill might have mattered a lot before. It's very close. The mangonel's being microed against the treb. The treb goes down. There's still another one for Heartt. He's actually going for Vivi's TC. Now, the church is also garrison and fire arrows. So that's what Vivi's trying to do. And the treb says, not today. And the Manaspa go in. Oh, he saves it. What a funny game. So important thing to remind you guys on with the Manaspa is they get more attack the more you mass them. And you need, for every 6th Manaspa in the group, you get +1 attack. So fighting with low numbers with Manaspa isn't going to bring the same results. Don't tell me. Okay, Vivi's going to build in the castle here. Heartt's golden come at home. Well, it's non-existent, but he does still have stone. But he just cannot push the middle so easily right now. And now Vivi's going to find him again. Vivi's going to win this freaking game. Vivi's going to win this freaking game. Because he can just pick Heartt apart. And if Heartt ever tries to go for the castles, Manaspa are going to be there. This is what you do to Heartt right now if you're Vivi. The only time you ever go for Heartt is if he's going to push your castles. Like, go for the main fight is if he pushes your castles. Otherwise, you raid him to death. The Vil count is tied. What a crazy game. Heartt's still got 20 pikes. Would love to see the Halb upgrade, but he's running low on gold. His golden come's going to be beneath this. Manaspa come in, trying to deny this castle. Or maybe go for the treb. I'm not sure which. And Heartt has to repair that treb again. He saved one earlier. He's repairing away. He's repairing away. The treb goes down. Heartt has no trebs. But he's going to have a castle. But he's losing lots of villagers. But Vivi has 2 castles. But Heartt has lots of pikemen. But I'm not even sure if the pikemen win the fight. But the castle goes up. This game doesn't really feel like... You know, I've casted a lot, right? And you guys have probably watched a lot. And it doesn't feel like it has gone by the same rules of AoE law. You know? Like, so much about this is just... It just feels different, you know? And... and I imagine it's going to continue to feel different because Vivi still has tons of gold and Heartt just can't get his pike number up. Like every time he takes a fight, he's losing 10, 15 pikes. But he does have 2 castles. But so does Vivi. And nice job from Heartt. He's also gotten lots of conversions. 61 kill. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. 61 eco kills for Vivi. And he pretty much knows. Like, he's looked over here. He doesn't see much more from Heartt. Lightcav here. Go for the monk kills. That's so good. Kills 1. Oh, but the Manaspa actually hit the mining camp. Didn't see the Vils yet. And Heartt has a chance to run. Ooh. Okay, I'll tell you what you do right now if you're Heartt. Stop reacting to the raids for a minute. Who cares if you lose 20 more Vils? Do not lose these trebs. You keep everything here. Vivi wants you to leave to stabilize the sides so he can go for your castles. You need all your monks, all your pikes, all your focus right here. Also, nice job here. That Latus was raiding. Or not Latus, sorry. Manaspa. This is Manaspa as well. I don't know what this eco is here, Vivi. But it is attacking a mule cart. Okay, so that will not lead to anything crazy. Heartt has kind of done what I said. He's sent some units over here, but not everything. So that's why they're also not killing anything. Still trying to focus on the middle here. Okay, Heartt also needs the Halb upgrade. And it's 600 gold and 300 food. I really think just delaying production for Halb makes a big difference here. And there it is. Wait, there it is. Okay. Vivi still with 10 Manaspa in queue. If he canceled that, he could go up to Imp. And oh, man, right before the Halb upgrade, big fight. There should be, in a normal world, good fights for Hearttt this whole way through. And he finally killed these. There he goes. He kills them. He took out yet another castle from Vivi. He's now trebbing this, and Vivi realizes, holy crap, I have 6,000 Manaspa in queue. And so he cancels. What a game. How is this even a game? This is why Vivi did it, and Vivi wants the trebs, but Hearttt repairs it. Hearttt has done such a good job. How many people in my chat would have been frustrated and tilted and complaining about the unit in your head and just being like, what more do I have to do? And have it affect some aspects of your decision making, possibly. I think a lot of people. And he's just stuck to his guns here. He's stuck to his halbs. He's stuck to his trebs. His monks are... I mean, they didn't make a noise, but they did get conversions there. And now Hearttt could maybe take the hill. Now Vivi has a university. He's getting ballistics. He can go for gunpowder, which would be great against the halbs. But he does still need the threat of Manaspa, because if you don't have the threat of Manaspa, there's many things that the melee can do against halbs. Mainly the Karambit warrior. But, my goodness, man. What a crazy game. The thing, like, so a lot of people are going to say, T90, what do you suggest for the Manaspa? Well, what I've been saying is the unit produces too fast. It gets far too much attack for only 6 units. I think you should have the mass more if you want to do that. And it's too cheap. And maybe too much armor. So it's like a little bit of everything. But I really think one of the biggest things is it produces in 11 seconds. Look how fast it produces. That is a big reason why Vivi's been able to make so many when he's losing castles. So the reason I bring that up is not to start a balance discussion. It's to point out that 1 castle is enough right now for Vivi for good production. It's really fast for a Cav unique unit. I actually am curious though. Maybe Latus... I don't know. Maybe like Latus and Boyar, maybe it's all the same. Maybe it's just the stats. Fighting straight up against Halb. And it actually is a pretty good fight for the Manaspa considering the situation. Considering it's castle age units against fully armored Halbs, but the Halbs win the fight. And Hearttt is 170 population. Hearttt maybe just needs a castle in the middle now. And Vivi's trying to wait for chemistry, but he tossed away every single Manaspa there. And Manaspa this, Manaspa that. Manaspa not enough here to beat Hearttt, and Hearttt will be up 2-0 if he could just finish this guy off. The Halb upgrade and that extra bonus damage made such a big difference. And yeah, like if you had elite Manaspa now, you know, if you had hand cannons mixed in, it's also good, but Vivi has lost control of this game. I mean, it's crazy he even got control back in this game. He was down by, what, 40 villagers? And Hearttt has played it so nicely. Vivi will try. He will hit the right side of Heartt's eco now. Hope to find damage there. But Hearttt doesn't have to really be paranoid about losing his trebs anymore, so he can send halbs here. That's no problem. And it's only a couple Manaspa anyways. What a fight from Vivi, though, right? I'm saying a lot of good things about Hearttt. What a fight from Vivi. He has the eternal problem of getting pop locked, though, because he's lost so many castles. Like, every time I look over, he's making houses. And a lot of these houses are going up towards the center right now. Yep. Vivi's in Imp. He will know that if he loses this game, it will be a painful situation to come back. Hearttt. I also think Vivi has gone for such crazy styles because he thinks if he tries to play any way but crazy, Hearttt will just beat him today. But Hearttt, he's the 200 pop, man. And I think if he starts to see the hand cannons, he could find answers for that. The fast way to deal with it is just drop a castle here before the hand cannon mass gets too big and just treb it all down. That is a bit risky, obviously. I think the other way to deal with it is get ranged upgrades, and honestly, he could just do both. The monks have certainly helped. Hasn't been everything for Hearttt, but it's been a big part of that. And Vivi does not want to call it, but he's soon going to have no gold on Gold Rush. His Manaspa couldn't do it. The castle there for Heartt's going to die the rest of that gold. And anytime Hearttt sees a hand cannon, he's actually just going to steal one and convert it. You won't consider Hearttt to be like a monk player, right? But he's used the monks perfectly here. And 140 villagers behind this, too. Vivi's eco's not bad, but he needs gold. He does have 20 or so hand cannons in queue, so maybe he'll get to that count. But Heartt's Trebs, Heartt's Bombard Cannons, Heartt's everything should be able to take out these buildings, and this should be Heartt 2-0 here. Crazy. So I think we can kind of see why Vivi tried this. But yet again, the Georgians have been losing on Gold Rush. And I think it's because their economy is maybe not as good, or because players are too predictable. I don't know. But again, I can understand why Vivi would make that unit, because some of those fights were insane. The GG's called, and what a hold from Heartt. Heartt up 2-0 here. And that is a big swing right there, man. If you lose that game after being an imp so much faster, after playing so perfectly, and then getting overrun by that unit, that can be a frustrating one. It can make you a bit salty. It can affect your gameplay in the next one. And then, of course, it's tied 1-1. But now you feel like you can lose a game or two, still end up winning this series, still end up moving on. And all the pressure is on Vivi, because Vivi is, he's got to win 3 straight now, or he's not making it back to Hidden Cup. That did get really scary. And by the way, I wasn't trying to like be rude to the people who called GG. I was making a point. I agree. I think Heartt, like, let's see, this stage. Okay, at this stage, once he gets his castle up and is in an imp, what time was that? Here. Well, nope, that was actually, nope, we missed the big fight. Okay, here, right? You're on Pike, you're on Monk, 40 villager lead, and an imp against Castle Age. Like, the feeling there is he takes the fight, he clears it up, he trebs it down, that's GG. So I completely understand people thinking that. It didn't happen, though, which, you know, was due to just how strong the Manaspa are, but it came at a cost. And that cost was Vivi had to send everything, literally his everything, and then eventually didn't work out for him. What a crazy game. Vivi had a crazy eco behind that, too. He was behind in eco for a long time, but he really got his food and gold count up. Just in the end, it just never was an imp, never had another type of unit, and how Monk ended up finding the answer to it. All right, so game 3, folks, and, well, we talked about it, right? I think at this point, it's going to be really difficult for Vivi. Vivi has shown a tendency to make it wild and play into castles. I think he will still play wild here, but I don't think castles are really a realistic option here on Mudflow. People love this map. People have been really happy with this map, which is good to see. I think that there's still some things to figure out on this map. Some things that people need to get used to, but you have lots of food available. The bigger wood lines are towards the middle, where players will then be most vulnerable, because if demos show up to their wood line, they could lose a bunch of villagers. You do still have wood around the outside if you wish to take those. You do still have gold. And that's the thing I think people need to figure out. There's a lot of wood focus on this map, but if you look, see the way the gold is spread out. I think Stark has been a player, because I've watched some of his games, and he's been a big surprise. Stark beating Dogao and beating Running, and Stark ultimately like being in a best of 7 to qualify for Hidden Cup has surprised a lot of people. And I've watched his games, and like he is really quick to TC and expand on these golds. Whereas a lot of other people are TCing the wood, but then they're really exposed because there's demos and whatnot in the middle. So it's like, it's tricky. You want the wood because it's best for your economy, but do you want to take the risk to be there? Do you need to prioritize the gold a little bit more? I guess we'll see. Is Vivi going to steal this Rhino? Vivi's going to steal this Rhino. So Vivi's down 2 games, and Vivi says, what can I do to try and bring this one back? He's going to steal this Rhino. Now, he's got to stay close to that Rhino, and he failed. Well, that's okay. Well, Vivi, do you just give up on it, or has it just not been your day? It's an elephant. I'm sorry. It's a rhino in an elephant costume. It's Halloween. And Vivi says, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. Heartt is like, that is definitely a rhino T90, not an elephant. And Scout is chasing away Vivi, and that's just not good for Vivi. Because the Frankish Scouts already have more HP, so in the feudal age, and now you have lost HP. I do actually really like the Teuton choice here. I hate this. I think building your starting lumber camp on the outside is going to lead to some problems. But cheap farms, good cav, good spears, feels very, very natural for this map. Yeah, I do not know. I haven't really spoken to anyone about the preparation for Vivi. But Vivi has never come off as a player who really practices or prepares too much. I think with the exception of being team games, when he's teamed with like Yo and Licks and such, I think they've done some training. But Vivi is just, the Fat Dragon dude, he's just vibing. He's a great player. But I think these days, in this era right now, where there's so many competitive players and so many upsets, it does feel like sometimes he's coming a little short. Due to some, I don't know. It's just his approaches, I guess, are a bit different. But I don't know how much of that is lack of training, and how much of that is just Vivi being Vivi. I think a lot of that is just Vivi sees the game in a different way. You know? Is it fair to say that Vivi and MBL are kind of similar? In some ways, yes, but in other ways, no. Like they both like to make it messy. But you're really not going to see MBL go unique units as frequently. I think that would be the core difference. Like, Vivi will draft around civilizations that other players will never pick, solely so he can get a castle down. And a lot of other players won't do that. Volp says, not sure if T90 lacks knowledge, does it on purpose to entertain us, or is just an American ... Okay, Volp, come on, give us a hot take. Let's hear your wisdom, buddy. Let's hear your wisdom. Give us your wisdom. You've said it, and now I've called you out on it, and I want wisdom. Be wise, my friend. Be wise. This is your moment. 6K people, show your wisdom. You know, wise people do not delay their responses this long, Volp. Okay, well... All right, it's fair. Listen, it's fair. It's fair. I get it. See, we're all human. That's all I'm trying to say. Tower rush? Tower rush? Coming from Vivi? Tootin' towers can be insane. He wants to deny the wood. This has not gone well for him. He wants to tower. He wants to go spears. Hearttt doesn't see this. Hearttt does not see this. He will see it. He'll have to react to it, like, right away. And he's going to make a tower. Okay. And Vivi's gonna cancel his tower, and Hearttt also cancels his tower, or at least postpones the idea. God, someone needs to make a dock right now. Vivi's gonna build a tower over here. And I think this is Vivi. Is playing towards the strength of the Teutons. But I could see a part of this being, this is gonna be a long road for me. Let's just YOLO it. And if we get this win in a scrappy fashion, then I'll start to believe a little bit more. He kills a Vil. His tower will likely go up. Heartt's tower will go up as well, though. And Hearttt has scouts, and Vivi does not. And Vivi... Oh, what a save, actually. Ooh, shooting the scouts. Okay, houses around his tower. Wow, that is insanely well played. Wow. I mean, this could have been so much worse for Vivi. This is actually incredible. This is incredible. And he's going to wall in Hearttt. Heartt's going to run. Run, Hearttt. Run. Run. Run away. Oh, he can't get out. Hearttt is trapped. Okay, some of the Vils have glitched through. Hearttt has lost another Vil. Hearttt has lost another Vil. Hearttt has lost a scout. Hearttt is going to lose another Vil. And who questioned it? Not me. Okay, so... A lot of people don't know this, but Vivi used to be a tower god. Look at Hearttt trying to escape. Oh, poor Hearttt. He's like, there's a hole there, but the spearmen are blocking it. So Vivi in 2018, that was like the peak of his powers, and he used to always have the tower rush incorporated into his builds. Dang. I mean, I think this is just GG. I maybe we should assess based on what happens here, right? But like, oh god, Hearttt is down to 16 Vils, and we have a series. We have a series. Oh wow. I mean, Hearttt can't take his wood line. He's taking wood here. He doesn't really have much army to counterattack. With 23 vills against 17, it should be better for Vivi from here. And the madman just continues to go forward. And he's going to make another tower here. Is it not over? Should it be over? Maybe 9-2 eco KD? Maybe it should be, but Hearttt still has 2 scouts. If he does have a defensive spear, though. Vivi Vil fighting and spear fighting. Again, like, it's one thing to lose, but I think if you lose against a player who is Vivi's style, it can possibly affect you mentally a little bit. Especially when you're a player who doesn't like these types of games. Another villager goes down. That is 10 villagers killed by Vivi in this game. He has only lost 2. And behind this, you have cheap Teuton farms. Now, like, his wood eco is not great. So that's still a concern. But, and you know, half his villagers are chasing some scouts. But still, workers just make such a big difference in this type of a situation. It is funny, though. Res collected is even. And Vivi's had a lot more idle time out of his TC. And Hearttt could maybe find a way to come back if he can start to pick off some vills with these scouts over time. And he doesn't have anything to worry about at home, so he could be really focused on this. Also, yeah, eco upgrades. Fair point. Vivi doesn't have any eco upgrades. Hearttt has 2. So we'll see. Vivi's going to chop wood in the middle now, underneath his tower, which I don't mind. Has some work for himself here, as Hearttt kills a Vil. Dang. Interesting. Does anyone feel wiser, though? I just want to revisit that. I don't feel any wiser. I feel like I could use some wisdom right now. Any wisdom? None? Well, I think it's pretty wise from Hearttt to continue playing. Score's close. He has good eco. At least not in numbers, but at least in his eco setup. Still has the French forage bonuses. Still has the farms. Still has scouts, and Vivi's not showing any more. He's not threatening in any way. And, I mean, Heartt's probably looking at this like, how is this so easy for me to do damage? I just lost so many villagers. This isn't normal, but Mudflow is not a normal map. That lumber camp makes me want to scream. But it is a safe lumber camp for Hearttt, as he even has an archer. Vivi has to go defensive towers now because Hearttt has ranged units now. Whoa. So Vivi killed Vils, but he does not have a strong army follow-up. Vivi really needs to get a stable down and make some scouts or something here. There's the stable. I actually don't mind the defensive tower choice here. But I don't think Vivi was ever expecting Hearttt to have this much. And another villager killed. And with all of Vivi's idle TC time, right now, Hearttt does lose the archer, but look at the res collected. It's still close. And Vil count, Hearttt is only behind by 3. And it's going to be 2. Because he will kill another villager. Not the first time we've seen towers. And it feels like every time someone goes for towers, they can find success. But they need army follow-up on this map. And Hearttt, 1 villager behind, making it look easy here. He's got 11 farms behind this. Vivi also expanding into farms. And Vivi will finally make some scouts. But I just, like, this being the wood situation, guys, is just so brutal. And then, of course, there's these villagers. Yeah, maybe Hearttt could think of a dock. Hearttt isn't on gold right now. He's just planning to make skirms against some spears. But, yeah, I mean, Vivi should see this and make a dock. Dude, a demo here would be amazing. Come on, Vivi. You're that type of player. You don't really have the wood. The worst part about this map is when your berries disappear. And then you realize that you don't have wood to spend on anything else. And that's going to happen for Vivi here soon. My heart sensed that he was spotted. And places another lumber camp. I mean, he didn't scout this area. There's so many better lumber camps he could place. But he never scouted the area, so... I'll cut him some slack. It is going to add to efficiency anyways. He knows now that it will be more scouts from Vivi. We have a relatively even game now. And this might even head towards Castle Age. I think aside from the towers, I think Teutons are actually really good here. Because of the cheap farms. And you need a lot of farms on this map. You have solid knights, you have solid infantry, and you tend to see lots of knights and infantry here. So I don't think Teutons is a weird pick. Like, Viper is kind of notorious for picking Teutons on Land Madness, which is a very different map than this. But again, it's a very aggressive map where you see lots of scout spears and farms. We somehow have an even game. Vivi will be on scouts. Hearttt only has 3 of them. Nice defense from Vivi on the stone. Towers obviously help protect a little bit as well. And Vivi's gonna bring Vils. Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he is. He sees this wood line. And he wants to place a tower to keep Hearttt off of the wood. Okay, to my subs, can we please get the demo emote usage in chat? Because they need help. And this is me being stupid. They're not watching the stream, of course. But, like, with all these villagers roaming around, we have seen so many games where a demo on this terrain can be game-changing. I would love to see a doc from somebody here. And hopefully we could just encourage that to happen. Vivi doesn't have the wood. Hearttt doesn't actually really have the best wood situation. But pretty soon he will. And then he should be thinking about it. What a messy game, though. This is, you do not see players with over a minute of TC idle time in Feudal Age that frequently. Yepper says, did you gift 50 subs for heavy demo research? We didn't see heavy demo get researched yet. But if that does happen while I'm casting, I will absolutely gift the subs. Villager there goes down. Oh, gets saved. That's kind of a frustrating one for Hearttt because he did lose some scout HP. And still waiting for a dock. Still haven't seen it. Vivi goes in to find where Heartt's taking wood and gets hit by Spearman as well. Hearttt has collected more resources in this game. The KD is really close. I still don't think Hearttt can, kill Vivi right now. Hearttt hasn't actually made many spears up on his hill. It was all down in the water area. And so he'll lose a villager there. Vivi will be very happy with that. Vivi will be very happy with the skirm clear up. Vivi will be somewhat happy with the tower situation. For the love of God, Hearttt, make a dock, bro. Yes, thank you. It took him he had to have 800 wood in the bank before he was comfortable building a dock, but he's doing it. And he knows Vivi's around here, right? Whether it's scouts or whether it's Vils, he knows Vivi's around. And I just think a couple demos here or there can be really helpful. Hearttt back on this tiny wood line. Good micro from both. Not micro, like, Vivi does not really want to be in these situations, though. Fighting off scouts with villagers. We'll need spearmen, but his barracks is in the middle of the map. Scout rush now from Vivi. What a messy game, man. What a messy game. Hearttt is making a demo. We did it, guys. But Vivi will see the dock. And you know what that will do? That will tell Vivi, oh, that's pretty smart. I need to make a dock. So I bet you in any moment, you're going to see Vivi make a dock as well. Still microing with the scouts. Wait for it, guys. It's going to happen. It only makes sense. Doesn't it, Vivi? It only makes sense. He's not doing it. Heartt's got a demo. Where is it? It's patrolling around. It's waiting. Now, if only he knew the villagers were here. Maybe he does know that. Maybe he will head over there. But right now, it just feels like the demos are... Who needs a spearman when you have a demo, right? There he goes. There he goes. Boom! Boom! Okay, well, scouts ran away. All right, scouts ran away. It's all right, guys. We'll get it at some point. Spearmen are here. Ah! Boom! There we go. Next demo gets him. Meanwhile, Hearttt was here as well with the scouts. And there goes Vivi with the dock. So now Vivi's like, oh, yeah, great idea. I do have to question that in some ways. It's just some tiny ways. But this has been a really messy game, right? Farming Eco looks fantastic for both of them behind this. Look at this. And we will head towards Castle H. Heartt, who's winning the series. Remember, he lost 10 vills at the start of this game. How is he still alive? So impressive. Eco KD's close to being 11 to 11 here. But yeah, we're going to head to Castle H. We could even head beyond that. I'm not sure who you guys favor in the matchup. I actually think that Teutons square up quite nicely against the Franks. Maybe even are the superior civ to the Franks. But Franks, as always, are a little bit easier to play. Heartt will see that now, and Heartt will know those villagers are there. And even him being a big Arabia player, I'm sure he's excited about the potential for demos right now. And just the wood situation is brutal for both of them. I love how Heartt is walling it, though, so the demos can't go in. And Vivi doesn't know that. So Vivi is assuming that he can just go through here and hit the villagers. Oh, there was a hole, actually. And now Heartt... Yeah. Heartt's gonna lose a villager. Vivi can actually go this way, though, unless Heartt walls this. Wonder if we'll see the War Galley upgrade, too. Let me check Heartt's scouting here. Okay, so it feels natural for Heartt to build the TC in the wood to protect that area. Another demo. Heartt does see that gold. He still has this gold. Yeah, Heartt will be in a pretty good spot. Still running around with scouts as well. Vivi doesn't have any scouts, and it shows. And Heartt being very patient here. Oh, demo. Going the other way. Ooh. Oh, wow. Vivi deleted part of his own walls so he can sneak in here with the demo, not knowing that this is walled now by Heartt. So he's clicking through and it won't let him get through because of the walls. Really smart play from Heartt. All right, Castle Age is in. 30 minutes. What a fun map. This has been one of my favorites so far for the qualifier. Oh, now this is opened up for Vivi. And the Knights could run right through. Vivi with some small regret. And Heartt even upgrades the War Galley, dude. He even upgrades those demos. Yes. I love it. It's a good move. And his economy is really good, too. Second town center's on the way. Heartt's still moving around with these scouts. These scouts are so weak, but he's still gotten so much value from them. And this feels like, after all the adversity, Heartt is really starting to find a groove now. He's still attacking with the scouts. He's got control over the game with Knights. He's keeping a close eye on this, even. Like, there's a tiny detail here, and players are looking elsewhere. And he might actually break through there. He killed a villager here. And, yep, these villagers have been forgotten about by Vivi, and Heartt pulling ahead. I thought he was so dead. I did pull the classic Twitch chat GG. Someone called me out on that earlier. It wasn't very wise of me. 10-2 eco KD. I just said this might be over. But now the Heartt's got a massive eco lead. He's got Knights to attack. Vivi needs to find some counter damage, and the demo goes in. And it doesn't kill both Knights, but it weakens one. And that one will probably die. And that's still a really nice demo, even though I know you guys wanted the unit to die. Not highlight worthy, but noteworthy. There's a difference. Yeah, that monk needs to stay off the shoreline, dude. Jesus could walk on water, but not you. Okay? You stay away. Those demos are waiting. Beautiful defense from Heartt. All the time. He always knows what's coming. He will drop TC number 3. And, whoa, that was a teleport. I know that there's a teleport bug, but I didn't see a teleport with that circumstance. +2 armor now for Heartt, so these Knights will be even stronger with the raids. And he's just pulling further and further ahead. And earlier today, we had Tato up against Fire. We saw the first game from that, which was incredible. We moved on to this series because we thought Tato would get the 3-0 and this would be closer. But right now, Heartt's like, nope, T90. I'm going to be moving on to face Tato. There was never any question. I'm the one fighting Tato for that spot in Hidden Cup 5. And Heartt kills 2 monks. 6 stuff. Did kill those villagers there. Does need to defend here at the same time. Feels like he's got just enough to defend here. He's got the spears. He's got his knights. And Vivi's just being completely outclassed, man. Heartt is just so good. And this is why the hype's been real for this player. Ever since he came back. When did he come back, guys? Was it like... He's playing all of 2023. Maybe late 2022 he came back? It's not... I mean, he took a pretty sizable break. He was always around back in the day. He was always really good. But he's come back and he's taking it serious. Like, yeah, maybe around 2 years. And the thing that is amazing with him and is so needed to make it into an event like Hidden Cup and, you know, just be an incredible tournament player is you can't just be good on Arabia, which so many players used to be like. But even Heartt, like these days, he's playing these hybrid maps, these mixed maps. The experience is showing. And the training is paid off. We do have a demo there. Now, Heartt, I don't know if you know this, but Frank castles are cheap. So, you could build a few of them with the 1,000 stone that you have. That would maybe be good. And, oh, okay. He wants a castle there. Love it. Vivi does have... Oh, God. Vivi sees that. And Vivi's behind. Okay, Heartt. Demo. Boom! But... Demo coming from Vivi? Run away. Scatter. Oh, God. That was brutal. Now, Heartt chose to build a castle in the swamp. And this is why the castle, the swamp castles are off limits here, folks. Gotta love the demos, though. Vivi must be having fun. I know he's losing. But he's still gotta be having fun. I mean, Heartt has a 20 villager lead. He has 3 town centers to produce villagers out of. Vivi's still just 1 town center. And it feels like this castle will go up for Heartt. It could lead to many more. And Vivi just doesn't... He doesn't even have much army, guys. It just hasn't been a confident showing from him today. The biggest thing for me about Vivi's gameplay here on this game was where he took wood. Like, I think you can have the same exact approach, but take wood more towards the middle of the map and be in a better spot economically. There's so many lumber camps that are, like, scattered around these tiny wood lines. But easier said than done. I think Heartt has made so much of this look easy today. Vivi into the back now. Heartt waiting, hoping to defend from that. Does get his castle up to protect more stone. Vivi with pikemen. Should be good against knights, but if the knights are in numbers with good upgrades like Heartt has, and the pikes will go down as well. Heartt defends here. Heartt defends with a conversion. Beautiful stuff. More knights looping around the other side. He must be wondering where Vivi is right now. Because Vivi's got, like, the random red dots in the middle. But he's just not really seeing anything. But he's finding it now. He finds the farms. He finds the gold, and the GG's called. And it's a 3-0. Heartt, 1 win, 1 series win away from being in the Hidden Cup 5 main event. He's played amazing. I don't think he's lost a game yet, actually. Very well played. I mean, Vivi is no slouch, man. Vivi in many people's top 16. And we're fighting to qualify here for the, you know, making it to the main event of Hidden Cup, which will have 16 players. But Heartt clearly better on the day. Game 1, great job against those wagons. Like, Heartt couldn't play his typical, like, style against Vivi today. He played into monks more often than not. He played into a big boom. He knew, he recognized he couldn't necessarily kill Vivi right away, which I think some players want to do against a player like Vivi. He was always happy to take it, a more expansive game. And in this game, it was 10-2 eco KD. Like, Heartt was at 17 vills against 24 at one point. And it ended up being this. Beautiful stuff. And we're going to look now to the bracket and talk through what that means. Because especially with Heartt, it doesn't mean he's out of the woods yet. All right. All right, so score 3-0 here for Heartt. Congratulations, Heartt. I don't know if Heartt's going to hear this. But yeah, he's playing so well, man. There was almost no doubt in my mind that Heartt was going to win this. I thought maybe a 3-1 or a 3-2. Because Vivi can sometimes show a slightly higher level. But let's break down what this means. as well as update myself. When does the Toe Classic Pro start? I would love for it to start now. It starts in an hour. Oof. Well, maybe I'll eat. Maybe we'll figure that out. Let's talk about this first, okay? So, Tato beat Fire 3-0. We covered the first game. The first game was amazing. We didn't cast the second and the third game. I expected the 3-0 there. I thought that it would be closer with Hearttt and Vivi here today. And it was not. Hearttt won 3-0. And Hearttt has not lost a game yet in this entire qualifier. So, whoever wins that best of 7 between Tato and Hearttt will qualify for Hidden Cup main event. However, whoever loses that goes to the backup qualifier. I'll explain to you what that means, but we're going to go through it, okay? So, Tato Hearttt, big matchup. Should be crazy set. Vinchester won earlier today. We covered that series. Vinchester also has not lost a game yet, okay? And he will face the winner of Margugu and Mihai, which is played tomorrow. Vinch will probably be the favorite there, but I think that should be a really close series. So looking forward to that one. Moving on down, we established this a couple days ago. We had Barles winning 3-1 against Daniel. And then we had Stark shocking everyone and beating Dogao 3-2. And so it'll be Barles Stark in that qualifying match, best of 7. Keep in mind they're best of 7s, not best of 5s. Okay. Then we had Ganji beating Veleza, and he will be up against MBL, who beat Kapoch in a crazy series yesterday. It was a really fun one. That was like the most chaotic series I think we'll probably ever see in like the qualifier and the main event. Unless MBL makes the main event, and then and then that happens. But yeah, that'll be a crazy best of 7 there. And then in this group, we had lots of upsets, right? Sato and Classic Pro will happen in an hour. We'll see that series. Winner will face Sobek because Sobek beat Miguel, and then Sobek beat Valis 3-2. So Sobek was the underdog in 2 straight sets and makes it to the qualifying match best of 7, which is epic. Absolutely epic. And then the final group, I believe, Sebastian, who still has not lost a game. Sebastian, the god from Uruguay. He's up against Baba Rum, and Baba Rum beat Nikov, who was just a big upset. And then maybe not like the biggest upset because, I don't think people see Kingston to the same level as, say, Nikov. But Baba Rum then beat Kingston 3-1. So I just want to read through this right now to give you an idea. Baba and Sebastian have never played in a Hidden Cup before. Sobek has never played in a Hidden Cup before. Ganji never played in a Hidden Cup. Stark never played in a Hidden Cup. Vinchester's played in 1. Hearttt never played in a Hidden Cup. And we're not even finished. Like, Margugu and Mihai has also never played in Hidden Cups before. And one of them could get in. So it is very likely we're going to have a lot of new names in Hidden Cup and a lot of players qualifying for top 16 in an event when they maybe have never been in a top 16 main event before. So this qualifier has been awesome. Obley88 in chat also has never been to Hidden Cup. And so I was listening to some people talk about it because like people were like, why this? Why that? Now some of the other qualifiers have been competitive as well. But I think a big reason that this is happening and the practice is happening so much more is because of the $10,000 in the qualifier. Like, yes, the level is, a lot of players have gotten better. But in the past, I think there was less motivation for people to train when they were just going to lose in like the second or third round against a favorite name. And like, if you make it to the second round and still lose the rest of your games, you make $150, which is a big deal. And then you make like $380 if you make it to the third round and lose. Like, it's basically its own mini tournament with prize pool. And it showed, I think, with some of these people, there's been big motivation there. So